The next video on the driving test sheet explained, and this one is from a subscriber, Matthew, and you can see his name at the top there. I've deleted the important bits that you don't need to know, but it's an old one, this one. It's an old test from 2016. Now, even if it's an old test sheet, you could still get this test sheet if the tablets that they use at the moment suddenly don't work on the day. If the battery goes and they haven't got a spare one, they'll revert back to these test sheets. And I know that because I was one of the first questions I asked him at a meeting when they first started talking about using tablets. So yeah, it was sent by Matthew, so thank you, Matthew, and he passed his test on this one here first time in Cardington Test Centre in Bedfordshire. And what's important is the weather conditions were raining, and he got 7 driving faults, 7 minor driving faults. So let's go through the faults then. And what I've done is I've kind of put little coloured squares or shapes just to highlight the areas that we're talking about. So going down here, got a controlled stop. You can see where they've marked it there. So it's good controlled stop, no faults. If you do get a faults on these sheets, these 2 sections here is where they're going to fill them in. This S here stands for serious and this D stands for dangerous. So he's got no faults for control stops. That's an emergency stop. That was fine. And then going down to number 5, which is the reverse parking. This is the pink square one, and there's no faults on this either. So with the reverse parking, it's probably a reverse into a parking space in the test centre. And there's no faults. So if we go further down here, he's got his vehicle checks once ticked. So that's where they asked you the question at the beginning, and that was fine. He hasn't got the question wrong. And then going down to number 12, the yellow square one, the gears fault. Now with the gears, it's only got 1 fault on this one, so it's not a biggie. But it could be like, say, it's pulled off in first, second gear, but it speeds up, and it's kept in a low gear for just a bit too long, and the car is asking for a gear change, so it's picked up a fault for that one there. Or it could have been it's gone round the corner in a high gear and it should have been in a low gear. So it's just a 1 fault there. So if we go to the top again, to the middle, so start on number 13 going down, and it's not got many faults. But number 20, and this is quite interesting, the progress one, and this all relates to, I reckon, a little bit of the weather conditions has kind of made him think about what he's got to be doing here. So really, he's done really well, because with appropriate speeds, he's adjusted these speeds for the weather conditions, and he's probably gone a little bit slower than what he'd normally go. Now the examiner has given 1 fault for appropriate speed. Now the examiner might have thought maybe he's going a little bit too slow. But if it's raining, it's better to be a little bit cautious than to take a risk. So in my eyes, that's probably a good fault he's got. And just below that, he's got 2 faults for undue hesitation. And the problem was, if it's raining, and I keep going back to this one because I think rain has played a big part on this one. If it's raining and you come to a junction or a roundabout, you can't always see out your side windows very well. So you're going to be a little bit more cautious than what you'd normally be. Or otherwise, if it's a nice clear day, you can see a lot more on the approach. So undue hesitation is probably sat at a junction or a roundabout a little bit too long in the examiner's eyes. But like I said there, it's better to be a little bit cautious in rain than not to be. So it's picked up 3 faults in that section there, which is just under half of the faults in total. Then number 21 junctions, which is the blue square one, approach speed. It's probably going a little bit too slow to one of the junctions, and that could be the rain also. So we're just going to kind of just keep an eye on that. And I'm sure since then, because this is from 2016, I'm sure since then it is adjusted for the weather conditions quite well a number of times. And then number 22, the orange square, meeting situations. Now, with meeting situations, if you have to go around a parked car and there's a car coming towards you on the right hand side road, and you have to go around the parked car, and that car coming towards you slows down a little bit in reaction of you going around that parked car, then you're going to get a fault, a driving fault, which is what's probably happened here. If that car coming towards you on the right hand side road, you go around the parked car on the left, and that car coming towards you stops for you, and you've misjudged their speed, then that's going to go into the serious fault. So it's just got one fault for probably misjudging the oncoming car. So this bit here now, number 23, which is the white box, driving position, normal driving. What's probably happened is, in my eyes, would be either the car's just gone slightly to the left side of the road, closer to the curb, maybe on the bend, on the left bend, or maybe it's just slightly out of position, so it's just slightly to the one side of the lane, maybe on the white line. That's what's caused the fault in the examiner's eyes, but it's not a biggie. And I suppose if the weather conditions are making it hard for you, then there will be a slight drift. But overall, it's got a pass, 7 driving faults. And like I say, this was taken in 2016. So well done, Matthew. I'm sure you've done lots of driving since then. And going down here, the eco driving section's been ticked. It's had the debrief at the same time. And if you want me to talk about your driving test report sheet, then I'll put a email in the description. You can send me yours and I'll choose one from there. Take care, safe driving. I hope this sheet helps you.